Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I just wanted to talk with you guys briefly about the single most important upgrade you can make to your bike besides your own training. I mean, that's, let's face it, the absolute #1 upgrade you can make is to yourself and become a stronger rider. But other than that, the best upgrade you can make to your bike, which is going to help you become a better rider, is without question a power meter. And a couple of key benefits that a power meter is going to give you is it is going to give you 100% accurate data to what you were doing on the bike. A lot of guys I know, will only train with, heart rate or speed sensors, and those are great. And if you can't afford a power meter, that's you're doing what you can, and it's better than nothing for sure. But those elements, cadence, speed, or I'm not cadence, but speed and heart rate, they're just so variable. Everything from weather to the environment, temperature, your level of excitement can affect your heart rate. How well you're recovered has a big effect on your heart rate. Don't get me wrong, it's good data to capture on your rides, and it's good data to evaluate. But from a training perspective, I just think that they can lead you astray a lot of times because they're so variable, and it's hard to really pinpoint exactly what you're doing on the bike based off those data inputs, especially heart rate, because heart rate is merely showing how your body is reacting to a particular effort. And sometimes it can take, up to minutes for your heart rate to make that reaction from the effort. So you may have already, crested the hill that you were just on, and now your heart rate is finally catching up while you're on the descent or on the top of that hill. So power it's 100% accurate. It tells you exactly what you're doing on the bike. Am I getting fitter? And what have I got to do to get fitter? I mean, that's what it all boils down to, is you want to become fitter and stronger on the bike, and power data just gives you that element concretely, and it's not open to interpretation. Rather, you're riding into a 20-mile-an-hour headwind or riding with a 30-mile-an-hour tailwind. 300 watts is 300 watts, and that's just all there is to it. And once you have that power meter, it is just an incredible way to pace yourself on your rides. And once you get your power meter and you start riding with it and you start learning, hey, it takes several hundred miles really to get comfortable, knowing kind of what your power numbers are, what you can hold in certain instances, and kind of an idea of what your threshold is. And once you kind of know those numbers, now you're coming into say a 10-minute climb, and all right, I'm pretty comfortable, I'm pretty confident I can hold 180 watts for 10 minutes. When you start that climb, you just lock in at 180 watts, and now you're pacing yourself up that climb and being faster because you're not yo-yoing, because you're not riding to emotion and starting to climb off at 400 watts, and then a minute in you're blowing up. And now your cadence drops way down, and you're huffing and puffing, and your speed drops way down because now you're into complete recovery mode because you just blew yourself up for the first mile of the climb. So having the power meter is going to allow you to pace your effort over the entire duration of the climb, which is ultimately going to make you quicker. And the same theories apply to flats, time trials, whatever you're riding. If you know what you can hold for a specific duration of time, there's no better way to pace that out than with a power meter. So, a lot of guys, talk about, oh, I want these fancy rims and these fancy wheels. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, I can't criticize anybody for that, because I'm as guilty as anybody is at that stuff. I mean, I've got that stuff. I've got fancy rims, I've got fancy frames and all that stuff. But also, I do have a power meter, and without question, the single most important upgrade you can make to your bike, if you're into cycling if you're into cycling in any manner based on performance. If you're looking to gain performance in any manner, rather it's riding century rides, rather you just want to hang on with your local group ride, or rather you're into racing, a power meter is going to be an outstanding upgrade to you, because once you learn that power meter and you understand kind of what your power ranges are, it's a great pacing tool. It's a great training tool to see if you're bumping up those numbers. That's an absolute measure of gained fitness. If you start out and you're pushing 180 watts in a 5-minute climb, and 3 months later you're pushing 210 watts up a 5-minute climb, beyond a shadow of a doubt that you've gained fitness, and it's a very encouraging way to continue to push yourself and become stronger over time. So I mean, fancy wheels and all that stuff is great, and if you can afford it, awesome. Like I said, I had that stuff. I can't say if you want that stuff, don't get it if you can afford it. It does make some difference. But if you can only afford one upgrade, and you don't know if you should get wheels or if you should get a power meter, it is absolutely going to change the game for you in your training and to any level of performance cycling. Again, whether that's centuries, hanging on with group rides, or racing, it's going to be a great way to build your fitness to accommodate those goals. And hands down, no questions asked, a power meter is the single greatest upgrade you can get for your bike. I hope you guys found this video informative. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate the support here in the channel, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys right here in the next video.